solar house of the University of Puerto Rico, a joint effort between the Schools of Architecture, Schools of Engineering, and Schools of Business Administration of our two campuses in Mayagüez and Rio Piedras. Our students have been engaging in this project for the last 2 years, designing a prototype and then building it on the grounds of the School of Architecture in Rio Piedras. The concept of the project, as you may already know, is the cell, the basic unit of life. So we have a core and we have a membrane, and the house really works not only conceptually but also functionally as a cell. The result of this was an investigation on biomimicry that won the students an award by the American Institute of Architects. The project, which began construction in the summer of 2007, was then shipped to Washington 2 weeks ago. Over 50 students from both campuses have worked on this project, one which is very important to our school and to Puerto Rico in general. We have a sustainability studio which has been studying not just the effects of solar technology, but also trying to go beyond that. And you can see some of the investigations living here in the house, not just in the materials like the plex wood, the cal wall, the eco resin on the walls, but also the living machine, the hydroponic garden, and a series of other investigations that currently go on within the house, and which are also important to us as a team to include them.
Hi, my name is Brenda Martinez, and this is our organic garden. Here we have herbs and spices and edible flowers too. We have plants like this one. This one is called Pesach, and what it does is that it repels the dogs. And even though I personally love dogs, it serves the purpose to give the message that everything that you want to do, there's a natural way of doing it without harmful chemicals, and especially in fertilizing. That's why we have the compost bin right here. And how it works is that you put the dry leaves and the clippings from your lawn, and you can put the food scraps from the kitchen. So you do a layer of that, and then you can talk with your coffee shop. So they save you the used coffee grinds. And this is not necessary, but if you add a layer of used coffee grinds between the layers of dried vegetables and materials, you accelerate the process of this composition, and you also add nitrogen to the mix, which is very good to your plants. And then you end up with the compost here that you can use to fertilize your lawn and to feed your plants. And the purpose of this organic garden is to give the message that we are taking a lot of nutrients from the soil, and then we dumped it in the landfills without ever giving them back to the soil. And that way, the soil is losing its ability to produce. So we really need to get this cycle of nutrients going, so we don't have to rely so much on fossil fuel base. Here we have our gray water treatment plant. It works like a living machine. It's supposed to have a lot of vegetation and different organisms in different stages, but we couldn't ship the plants with us. But so it's for demonstrational purposes. In the back, that's the cover space. That's where the anaerobic digester is. And then they're supposed to have like different phases of plants and organisms that filters the water by natural process. So in the end, in the final stage, what you do is that the overflow of the water goes into a subsurface drip irrigation system that's over there in our organic garden. So the water that we use for irrigation is actually our gray water that's being reused and filtered. Here we have our vertical garden, and it's a hydroponic system that works along with an aquaculture system. In the other side of the deck, down there, now there are some plants, but it's supposed to be filled with water and fishes, because we couldn't bring the fishes with us, so we had to put some plants. But that's our rainwater harvesting pond, and it collects all the water from the roof. There we cultivate down there our fishes, and then for consumption. And then the fishes, the nutrients that the fishes put in the water We take that water with the diluted nutrients in it and we pass it through our hydroponic system. That way the plants can take advantage of the nutrients. So it's like a cycle.
My name is architect Jorge Ramirez. I'm the professor in charge of the architecture portion of our project. And let me explain some of these materials that you see here and how they contribute to that effect. First of all, we have the wood panels, our wood paneling system in the floor and the walls. These wood panels are called Plex wood, and they're a wood that's certified by the Forest Stewardship Council, which is an entity that regulates how the wood is grown and how it's cut and how it's certified that it's done in the proper way. So it's renewable. The wood is one of the most renewable sources of construction materials because you can grow it again. So the Forest Stewardship Council, that's what it does. It regulates that. Another thing is we select energy efficiency and green design that has to go hand in hand with the comfort and the ambient that you can create in the house. So it's important for us to bring natural light in so you can reduce the need for artificial lights. So one way we do that is using these translucent panels on the south side of the house. They're called cow wall. They're a translucent panel that has insulation that's really helps with the thermal. It reduces the thermal transference of the heat from the sun, but it still lets the light come in. So this is employed on the south side of the house, and it lets a soft light come in, which helps create a nice atmosphere inside. So this is the main area of the house. So this is the main area to live in, and then we go into the kitchen. And here you're going to start seeing these orange panels. They're called freeform. And it's a panel that's made out of eco resin, which is a resin with recycled content, etc. So that basically is something that it's called the nucleus of the house, and it divides as well the living area, the public area from the private area. So as we walk in, you'll see here the laundry and then the bathroom, and all of the articulation of the south facade that lets light come in. And in addition to that, we have our skylight that lets the light come in, natural light as well. And it lets you also be aware of our solar array. Most of the times you have that in your roof, but you don't know that that's there. And it also helps in shading our building and keeping the temperature down. So it acts as well like as an umbrella of sort. But again, letting some of the natural light come in. So, and then we can see out here our bathroom, which is very minimalist and different than the normal. Everything is enclosed in one space. The shower, everything's not divided like the typical bathroom. So it's also a part of this thing with the competition that limits the size of the house and everything being efficient and lean, as you say. And then I'll let Jorge Mendez describe for you the living areas and the outdoor spaces of the house.